supposed to be filming up.
Pardon?
You're not supposed to
Turn on the body warm.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know. I appreciate that. Which means I'm not allowed to be recording it here. Come on.
So, mate, if you have a look behind you, there's a couple of signs obviously saying it's a prohibited place.
Yeah, inside.
The new National Security Act 2023.
Yeah.
So under Section 4, you're not allowed to film, so it counts as inspecting a protected place. And filming comes under inspection?
Inside the property. I've not been inside. I've not been outside the property at any point whatsoever.
So the cameras have said they've seen you outside.
I've been outside, but I've been filming a lot of things. There's been loads of people taking pictures about here, so not just me. But yeah, I still don't see what warrants the emergency response though.
It's because it's what it is, you know, obviously where it is, what it is, there's a risk. So if they see people filming outside, say yourselves in multiple cameras,
right,
potentially filming entrance and exits, they have to shut the place down.
Well, they don't have to.
Sure they do.
Not necessarily, no, that's up to them. That's not like,
it's because of you being there, so that is what warrants the emergency. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Like, listen, like, it's a bit over the top. Come on, you know this. You know what I mean? Like,
obviously, I'm guessing you're like an auditor.
Pardon?
I'm guessing, are you an auditor?
You think I'm an auditor?
Yeah.
What's an auditor?
So someone that sort of goes around police buildings or sort of other buildings of interest and sort of try and get police to come and engage with them. Obviously, some do it for different reasons.
By that definition, then no. No, I'm not an auditor.
You don't have to tell me. Obviously, you're probably well versed in sort of your rights.
Yes.
Obviously, you don't have to tell me. Are you like filming for anything? Are you like filming for like a program, college?
Yeah, I'm filming for my YouTube channel. Yeah.
And what is your YouTube channel?
It doesn't really make any difference, does it?
I'm just a bit curious.
Yeah, no, I understand, but just it doesn't make any difference, really, does it? Do you guys mind identifying yourself, please?
Yeah,
can you read that, please? Can you verbalise it? I may not be able to see it. Pacey Davis, sorry, and your number? Sorry again, can you verbalise that for me, please?
1609.
And where are you based out of?
Just down the road in Brixton.
Brixton Police Station.
What's your unit?
Right, okay, and you guys, if you don't mind identifying yourself, please.
Yeah, I'm PC Hopkin, 1616AS, also from Brixton.
Brixton, and yourself, sir?
Obviously, everything you need is on show 1148AS.
And your name?
PC Botway.
And you're also Brixton, right, okay.
Obviously, you don't have to tell us, you probably won't tell us, you might tell us. How long are you going to be here filming for?
How long am I going to be here for?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to lie to you and give you false information, you know. I just don't understand. Sorry, to hark back how I started this conversation with you guys, like what necessitated the emergency response? What was the call, like?
So obviously we can't go in and out and like everything we've been told.
I understand, yeah.
Obviously, filming and taking pictures in itself isn't sort of a bad thing or suspicious.
Hold on a minute. He's pointed to that and said that I was under threat of arrest a minute ago.
So if you haven't finished,
come on, man.
I'll like put all the way through.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, filming and sort of taking pictures. Obviously, it's London. A lot of people take pictures and photos and all sorts of stuff. Obviously, tourists or just people that live here and just sort of like the architect or like the way buildings are shaped, etc.
Yeah.
The only reason why we're here is because obviously you've been sort of watched on CCTV, sort of filming into it, potentially sort of looking in, trying to see what's behind it and stuff, which obviously I like. And again, obviously you can sort of film that as well, just on, obviously that's on your record as well for next time. Okay. It's all about sort of prevention, isn't it, as well?
Well, prevention of what? Right. I've got a YouTube channel, yeah. You asked me asked me if I was auditing.
When we come in, you asked me when people are watching CCTV, they can't tell, oh, this guy got a YouTube channel until police come and speak.
But you know that. You know that.
Yeah, only
your colleagues know that.
Because you told me that.
Okay.
I can't read minds, unfortunately. I know we're the police, but we don't know everything. So, we can't read minds.
Right, I'm going to need the CAD number for the call.
Yeah, you can get a CAD.
But I still want to know, like, what was the allegation on the call? Because, like, 2 police cars, 4 police officers, blue lights on for someone recording a building.
So I can explain that because I spoke to security.
Yeah.
They said you're filming over the fence, and at one point you put
over the fence.
You put it through, like you travel through the gate to film inside.
No.
So then I can only go on what they tell me.
So first and foremost, have you seen how high the fences are here?
I mean, talking about the security gates, obviously there's gaps in it, and so they said that you put it through.
Through the
gaps.
So you think?
I can only go on what they tell me.
Hold on. Right, let's use the power of deduction. Let's see how good your detective skills are. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
You think that I was able to fit this phone and this gimbal through the gaps in these fences?
We could take the phone out of the gimbal and just stick it through.
Well,
All I've
obviously-
heard is
Right,
the
so-
phone filming's gone
okay.
through.
Show me where I could have done that.
Oh, you see the gates?
wouldn't it?
Show me.
Oh, on the camera.
Yeah, show me where I could have
You
done
can see
that
on
on
the
the.
gates, there's gaps, because it's one of those gates
Right,
that opens,
okay.
there's the hinges and the gaps.
So,
we're not going to go around
Right.
to film it, because that's not
so
right.
what I'm going to tell you is that's a false allegation. So somebody's making a false report to the police, which is a criminal offence.
Okay,
So I'm going to ask you to investigate that.
that's fine.
Okay, because at no point whatsoever did I take my phone and stick it through the fence. No point whatsoever. It's not. There's not even a gap big enough. Now I know you say I could take it off the gimbal and try it on, but come on, man, use common sense. You can see the gaps.
I
So
can
it's
only
not
go on what
that.
they tell me.
Yeah, but
I
it's a
haven't
false
seen you do it,
allegation.
but I can only go
So
on what
are you going to act without fear or favour? You're going to investigate that.
Okay, that's fine, yeah.
Appreciate
I need
that.
some details for me to put on a report. Is that
You don't
all right?
need my details now.
I do, to put on a report. How else am I
I
gonna
could
do
give you an email address, but you don't need my
it? I need the
details.
rest of the details.
Well, sorry, my love. I'm well frequented in this, alright? I've done it loads of times. You don't need my details. I could give you an email address. I can supply them at a later date if they're warranted. But at this moment
Do
in
you
time,
need details? Because we'll have to put on the other side of the report, which is you filming and breaching Section 4 of the National Security Act 2023, which is an offence. So we need details to investigate it. I'm happy to. There's no necessity to arrest you at this point,
Okay.
but we'll have to investigate by way of like caution to get invited in for an interview.
Right, so you're gonna
So
caution me?
happens. No, this time it's a caution plus 3. What happens is you're
Right,
brought in for an
okay.
interview, a caution interview, but I'll need some details from you.
I won't. So if I don't provide those details, what will happen?
Well, then it comes under Code G and you'll have to be arrested.
Code G?
Code G of PACE.
Code
which
G
is a
of PACE.
necessity for an arrest,
Okay.
yes.
So under threat of arrest.
It's not threat of arrest.
Well, it is
It's not
because
threat.
so if I don't provide my details, I will be arrested. Is that what you're saying?
There's a council called Code G then, so we can't investigate slow time because we've got no deals for you. If you have to provide your deals, you can invite in for an interview, you can give your side there,
Right.
that's fine. Otherwise, if I ain't got details, we've got no contacting you, asking you to come in,
So you're gonna. So I will be arrested then.
you would be then, yeah.
Right. So under
obviously,
threat of arrest.
there's no threat of arrest.
Well, it is. Listen, you've just said it. Come on, man.
There's
Like,
no threat at all.
right, so
So
if-
it's a threat.
so if I don't provide my details, you're going to arrest me.
Yeah.
So that's a threat of arrest.
That's not a threat of
Yeah,
arrest.
if I
That's
don't
what
provide-
the offence has been committed.
Okay. Right. Have you seen any evidence of me?
So we've
sort of
had from the
doing this?
security,
Have you seen any evidence?
Two.
Have you seen any
and then
evidence?
we'll have to collect the evidence, won't we? Because we've got it into our CCTV.
Pardon? Oh, I understand that, but
Obviously,
but
as I said,
I've got the witness. It doesn't lie.
Obviously, that's fine. Obviously, if you want to show us the footage, that could obviously disprove that. Then
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to show
It's
us.
about
You could do it now.
it's about 40 minutes long. It's about 40. What?
So it's through the thing.
I don't think I should have to do that though. Like you know, I have a YouTube channel. You know I'm an auditor.
I didn't know that, but
So
I
you,
see what
you,
you're talking to.
you know I am an auditor. Okay. Your colleague has a slightly skewed understanding of what auditing is, but he wasn't far off the mark. So that's how you've messed up. If you do proceed to try and obtain my details, which I will provide under threat of arrest, I will provide it because I don't want to get arrested for
I
it.
understand.
But you will all be liable to an IOPC investigation,
I completely understand.
and the Metropolitan Police will be liable to another civil claim against them
I understand.
for misusing legislation.
I understand.
Alright? Because you know exactly what I'm doing here. There's no ambiguity. He knows exactly what I'm doing here. I've clearly stated what I'm doing here, and you still think that somehow that's you have grounds to obtain my details under threat of arrest.
Yeah, as I've said, an offence has been committed. Like I say, part of the evidence is the witnesses.
Have you got their details?
I've got their details.
Yeah.
No, not
Why
all
not?
the time. Because we have to go through what's called range control. It's
Right.
a separate unit because we can't speak to them directly.
Right, so I'm making an allegation. They've made a false police report.
That's okay.
So if you're going to act without fear or favour, you're going to stand on your oath today,
That's fine.
then I would suggest you go and get their details and,
can do
and
that.
sort of say to them that if they don't provide those details, they'll be arrested and they should be brought in for an interview under caution.
That's okay. If you want to make counter allegation, that's completely fine. But we'll need your details for both allegations, for the counter and this one. You have to provide them. I know you want a CAN number, I can get that for you now.
Why did you... The thing is, right, why did you only mention it after I says I was going to make a counter allegation against the
mean?
security? So there was no talk of providing details or anything like that until...
So what happened is I went to go speak to them when I went off, and then explain what's happened, and obviously mention the thing about it going through the gate, being filming the entrances.
Okay.
So that's.
Do you mind showing me? Like, because honestly, look, you just take a walk along there, they're all pretty much the same.
I'd rather not go back because they were filming the entrance
Well,
again out.
well
and
I
then
think
you
it's
won't be doing it.
pertinent to your
I
investigation.
don't want to walk you towards it and you start committing an offence again.
No, don't be
Because
silly,
then you
come
film it,
on.
do you know what I mean? Because you're
Right.
going to film it as we go past it. I'd rather not.
Well, I can film it from a public place. So the issue is, as well or not, The issue is as well not I've breached the boundary, which then would SOCPA would apply and your National Security Act 2023 would apply. That's the question as well, not a breach the boundary.
It's not breaching. It's not about breaching boundary. It's
Well, it is, amount of
inspecting. So taking videos and photographs comes under inspecting.
Right, okay.
If that
Do you
makes
know
sense.
much about this legislation?
A little bit, only like the working.
A little bit,
Yeah.
but you threaten me.
I'm not a lawyer.
But you threaten me. You're not a lawyer exactly.
No.
But you threaten me with arrest for not providing my details
I don't know
under the guise of
cases
that
or
piece of
anything like
legislation.
that, but I know the legislation.
Right. Use all
I'm happy to
PCs here.
oh.
Use all PCs here.
PC, yeah.
Yeah. Can I get a sergeant here?
So you won't be able to get a sergeant. I'm going to be realistic. You won't be able to get a sergeant in. Obviously, if you've
Right.
got any complaints or anything, you're more than welcome.
But he's a threat. He's a threat.
Because you asked me a question and then you sort of cut me off halfway through.
Well, I can talk if I
Yeah,
want.
you can, but then don't ask me a question then.
All right. Well, be quiet. I'll ask someone else then. Yeah.
No, wait.
Can you get a supervisor here?
So, like my colleague said, we're not going to be able to get a supervisor down here.
Okay. Why not?
Because this kind of call doesn't warrant a supervisor.
But yet you can threaten me with arrest to obtain my details under this type of call. That's a bit steep.
It still doesn't warrant a supervisor to come down here. So.
Why not?
Well, talking about arresting you doesn't mean that a supervisor needs to come down here and check that through.
Right, but you're using legislation. Do you know about this piece of legislation?
So I've probably similar to my colleague.
So you don't?
It kind of discusses
So
that it says this legislation.
Wanted to bring the legislation. Oh.
have you got it? No, I don't want you. I want you to be familiar with it before you use it.
For you to, so you
But a minute ago you
can read it.
you said you weren't familiar. I'm familiar with it.
Okay, oh good.
I am familiar with it. That's how I know I've not done anything wrong, and that's how I know you don't have any powers at this moment in time. If you are going to misuse that piece of legislation, that's on you.
It's not misused
You know?
at all.
Well, of course it is.
There's inspecting councils.
Sorry, am I being detained right now?
At this moment in time, if you have to provide your details, you have to do the slow time. If you don't want to provide your details, then obviously, as you said,
I will provide my details under threat of arrest, but what I'm asking
you
is,
provide your details under that time.
am I being arrested right
We're having a
now?
conversation at this point.
Pardon?
I'm just talking to you at this point.
Am I being detained at this point?
Not at this point. No, we're just talking.
And if I attempt to walk away, I will be arrested.
If you
Yes.
Yeah, because that would then
Yes.
fall G, because then it would prevent escape as well as obtaining your details.
Alright. Okay.
As you said, you're happy to prevent